What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a money saving topic. Texas homestead exemption, how you can save $25,000 off of your taxes. How's that sound? I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. All right, guys, so this video doesn't matter whether you're about to buy it or you've already bought it. This still applies to you because you guys have bought a house. I'm pretty sure that you don't want to pay a high amount in taxes, especially out here in Texas. Then here's the video for you guys, all right? So a homestead exemption helps you save money on your property. It helps you save money on your taxes whenever you got to pay the taxes on that property. What it does is it removes part of the value of the house, like the assessed value. That's going to be important to know today. Assessed value that's coming from the county. The exemption helps remove a portion of that assessed value for your taxes, so you don't have to pay as much as what the market value of the house is. Does that make sense? All right, guys, so I actually want to give you some math here just so you guys know what I'm talking about with the assessed value. Maybe a better explanation for you guys is if the market value of that property is $200,000, but the assessed value of that house is $150,000, you would only be paying taxes on $150,000 of the house because that's the county's assessed value of what your house is. Even though that's not what market value will pay, that is what the county assesses the value at. That doesn't mean that your house is worth $150,000. 99% of the time, the assessed value from the county is going to be lower than what the market value of that is, okay? So I just want to keep saying that. Every time we say assessed value today, we're actually talking about what the county is assessing the value of your house, not the actual amount that you could actually make if you sold your house, because that would be market value. Does that make sense? So what you can do with this homestead exemption is you can take off up to $25,000 of the assessed value of that house because it's your primary residence. Now, I know that some people may be thinking, well, I have rental properties. Can I have my rental properties have this homestead exemption? No, I'm sorry. I wish you could because I'm an investor as well as being a realtor out here, but you can't. It has to be your primary residence. So you can only have one homestead exemption, and that's what this video is about, is for your primary residence, all right? So although we're talking about the Texas homestead exemption, I do want to inform you guys that there are other exemptions that you guys can file for as well, like being 65 and older, and some other things as well. I'll actually put them in the description below. I'll put some of these other exemptions that you can file for, but you can file for more. But today we're just talking about homestead. Just in case you're asking, somebody might be asking, how do they come up with this amount? Well, there is an assessed value. There is the assessed value, and they multiply that by whatever the county's property tax rate is, and that will equal whatever the assessed value times the property tax rate is. That will actually equal the taxable amount. And the reason why I put that out is because whenever we're showing clients houses, we might see a house in one area and the taxes in that area might be $3,000, and then you might go right across the street or 2 miles down and the taxes in that area is $7,000. There is a difference, and it varies by county, by city, by school district, whatever that property tax rate is. But I just want to give you that formula. So I'm going to be giving you tips throughout this video. Here's one tip I want to let you know, that you only have to file this one time. You do not have to do this year after year after year. You only do this one time. So if you have purchased the property from someone and they had an exemption on that property, when it transfers to your name and the deed is in your name, you do need to go to the county, and you can go to the website. I'm going to show you the website, and we're actually going to fill out a form together today on how to file this exemption. But you do need to go to the county and submit your home exemption, because their home exemption does not transfer over to you. Whenever you own that home, you do need to do that, all right? But you only got to do it one time. All right, so another tip to know is that if you moved in that house in November, you cannot file the exemption for that year. You have to wait until January 1st, and then that's when you actually file for your exemption, because you have to be living in that property by January 1st. Does that make sense? Now, as great as the homestead exemption is, it does have a deadline, April 30th. Make sure you put that in your calendar. You can do it later, but we don't even want to talk about that. Just put it in your calendar, because it's a problem whenever you try to do it later. April 30th is the latest you can do it every year. And you can look out here in the Tarrant County, Johnson County, Dallas County, and other counties in the DFW Metroplex. April 30th is that day. Another thing, whenever you are going to buy a house, if you've already bought it or when you're about to buy it, you will get some fake mail. I'm not going to lie, you will get some fake mail that looks like it's a homestead exemption. Here's how you know that it is not from the county. If they're asking you to pay, this is a free thing, guys. You can go to the website. We're going to do it today. We're going to go through and fill out this PDF. If they're asking you to pay anything, that's a fake piece of mail. I don't know why people are still doing scams, but I just want to let you know that is a scam. If you ever have to pay to do a homestead exemption, I don't know why you would ever do that. So don't do that, okay? So when you see that mail, throw it in the trash. Another thing to know though is that whenever you do file your homestead exemption, this is a new law that came out, your address on your driver's license has to be the same as the house address. Now, I understand a lot of us moved from military. My wife and I were military. We had a different address. But that is something that's a new rule they put in. I don't know why, but you do have to have your driver's license be the same address as the property, because they're gonna check whenever you fill it out. You have to let them know that. Make sure it's the same, okay? I know it's gonna be a pain in the butt if you have to go to the driver's license place and get a new ID, but hey, you're gonna save $25,000. So I would do it if I were you. You should do it. Heck, it's $25,000 I get to save in my pocket. I'll spend an hour or two going to the driver's license place to save that. So let's do it. Here's another thing I want to talk about, not having to file it. If you think about it, if you really think about it, you're saving that money every single year. So it is definitely worth the 15 minutes of you filling out this application, because you're going to save that money every single year. That's so much money in your pocket you get to spend with your family and friends instead of paying taxes on it. So I just want to keep driving that point home in this video. Let's not pay taxes when we don't have to. So file your exemption. It's not just having a home. If you have up to 20 acres, manufactured home, a condo, or structured home, you guys can actually file for your exemption as well. So this exemption is great because it includes a variety of people who own property and land. And here's something that I advise my clients. I always tell them to contest the assessed value, because you don't want to be paying a lot of taxes when you don't have to. And here's one way that you can actually do that. When you're contesting it, and we'll do that in another video, but I want to show you how to fill it out today. When you are contesting it, the whole purpose is to tell the county that, hey, my house should not be valued at what you think the house is valued at, and here's why. So you actually show, you're not showing the beauty of the house. You actually want to talk about, well, there's a crack here, or there's a brick missing right here, or the windows are messed up here. You actually want to show them, hey, the house is not worth what you actually think it is. I want to contest it, and I tell them all the time, contest, 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 contest as much as you can, so that you can pay less and less and less and less. Contest so you can pay less. We should just keep saying that in the video. Contest so you can pay less taxes. Because I'm assuming that you want to pay less taxes, and actually what you want to do is, whenever you are contesting it, you're not wanting to show them the highest value that homes have sold for in that area. You actually want to show them the lowest. I'll make sure, I know I'm talking a lot about contesting. We'll talk about that in another video, but let's get back to the homestead exemption, okay? Now, here's another good tip about the county themselves. They actually have capped themselves to say, we're not going to increase the assessed value of your home more than 10% per year. So they do have a limit that they put on themselves. That's great because it helps us out, right? So if you're going into a hot market and houses are selling for more and for more, the good news is, even though that's what the market value is, homes may be selling for 40, 50, 60, $100,000 more than what they were last year, you're only going to be getting taxed at 10% more of what last year's assessed value was, right? So that's some good news there. They put that limit on themselves. I hope that puts you at ease, because the market is hot right now. That may be a concern of yours, but now you have a game plan in case it was. So now you're asking, okay, this is great. How do I actually apply? Well, you go to your county, and I'm going to actually give you guys some links in the description below. You'll see Dallas County, Denton County, Tarrant County, Ellis County, Johnson County. So whatever county you're in, you'll have the link right here in this description, and you can go fill out that application to get your homestead exemption, okay? All right, so now we got all the tips. Let's actually go fill out a Texas homestead exemption paper right now. I'm gonna walk through this with you guys so you guys have a guide. Let's do it right now. All right, so this is the resident homestead exemption for you guys to be applying in the county. So appraisal district's name, so you just put whatever county that is. So for this one, we'll put Tarrant County. And the appraisal district number, if you have it, go ahead and put it down, but if not, but the next one is, do you own and live in the property? And click yes. And whatever tax year this is. Now, this is 2021, and this is August, so couldn't have filed it for this year because you must be living in the property by January 1st. So what we'll be doing is put 2022 just to get ahead of this. All right, next one is the section. There's so many exemptions that you can click. For this video, we're just going to be clicking residence, general residence homestead exemption, surviving spouse, date of death. This is information if that applies to you. Go ahead and fill it out. And next one is corporate housing is no, so we're going to go ahead and click no. Were you receiving a homestead exemption? If this is your first home, you'll be clicking no. Are you transferring? No and no. Now section 2 is where you'll be putting all your information. Remember, driver's license is, you definitely need to make sure your driver's license is the same as the property that you guys are that you just bought your property on, that you just bought the property. You need to make sure your license is the same address as that. But married or single, go ahead and fill that out. Your name, number, email, percent ownership, and all that. So you need to make sure you fill that out as well. Property information, the date you bought this property, date you acquired this property. Make sure you put that in. So we'll just, so you guys can see something, we'll just put, just because date you began occupying this property, I would put August 1st as well. So I'm just filling this information out, guys, just so you know what it looks like. But for you guys, it would be accurate information that applies to you. Okay. Physical address, you want to be putting the property down that you guys just bought as well. And is the applicant identified on the deed? Yes, because you are the owner. Public record, your name needs to be public record so that they can verify that. Is the property for which this application submitted an heir property? So you'll be clicking no. Do other heir property owners occupy? You'll be clicking no for that. All right. This is for if you have like a mobile home, things like that. And number 4, if you have any health or any other issues like that, we are active duty. So my wife and I, well, retired actually, so we will be clicking this one. And the next section is just put your name and your date, and you go ahead and ship that off to the county. So that's pretty much explaining how to fill out the homestead exemption, guys. By the way, if this is your first time ever coming to my channel, my name is Freedom Johnson. I'm a real estate investor and realtor out here in Dallas, Fort Worth, giving you guys weekly videos and tips on the real estate market and what you need to know before, during, and after you buying or selling the property. All right, so if you guys like any of the content here, just hit that subscribe button for me. As soon as these come out, you guys will get those. All right.